Can you hear me now? Tango, thank you so much for letting me know that there was no audio. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Torchbearer Entrepreneur Visibility Summit. I am your host and the producer and the channel of this event, Helena Grant. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I invite you all in the chat to let me know who is here and where you are. And as you are doing that, let us fully, deeply, completely arrive in this beautiful, beautiful moment. So many things coming together for Torchbearer. And I want to just take a moment and feel this energy. Allow the energy of this summit, this day, this moment that we find ourselves in to just fully inhabit the body and just notice how the body wants to move. Ooh, yeah. And maybe respond to it. Maybe you want to stretch. Oh, cough, laugh, open the heart. Ah, breathe. So good. So good. So yes, please tell me where you are. I am here in a very, very snowy Connecticut. We just received quite a few inches last night, which is very exciting. And hello, Kari from St. Louis, Missouri. Hello from Western North Carolina. Welcome, Eva. Jessica from New Hampshire. Hello, Jessica. Did you get the snow too? And Tanya from Cape Town. Hello, Tanya. Andrea from London. Hello, Andrea. And Casey, beautiful sunny Arizona. Yes, we do not have sun right now. Casey, thank you for sharing your sun with us, being a sun. Hello, Joanne from New York. And yes, Jessica says, yes, sweet snow. I know we've had no snow this winter, and now here it is. We are so ready for it. And as you're continuing to share where you are joining us from, I am going to introduce myself, Helena Grant, spiritual business oracle, transformational coach, metaphysical healer, and priestess of the collective non-physical entity, the kite, here to help us live with just so much love, so much abundance. And I will be channeling them live for our final closing ceremony on Thursday. And here we are for Torchbearer. Oh my goodness, this is my 5th summit that I have created. It is always such an extraordinary honor and delight. These summits choose us. And it is so fun to hand myself over when the energy of the summits arrives and says, here I am, bring me into the world. And that is so much about what we're doing here as spiritual entrepreneurs, soul-led, heart-led entrepreneurs, bringing what is non-physical, an idea, an imagination, a concept, and bringing it through the body and delivering it onto the material earthly plane. And I can feel myself getting swept up in all the things I want to say and all the things I want to share. And I'm going to ground myself in my notes here and also tell you that as a spiritual business oracle, I love to guide soul-led, multimodality, heart-centered entrepreneurs in the process of going from hiding, ooh, I don't want to be seen, I'm too weird, it's too much, it's too scary, to a place of being embodied in your thought leader identity, feeling so secure, safe, being seen, being visible, thriving. So you can be growing your audience, you can be sharing your programs, and most importantly, building your empire. And when I say empire, I don't mean world domination. I mean that you are ubiquitous, you are known, you are recognized, and all of those channels that are within you are fully turned on, totally activated. You are so fully expressed with how you're working with clients, how you're showing up online for your email audience, your social media audience, and your books. I know so many of you have books that you want to be writing, all the various forms of content that we can be sharing. And I'm just in such awe always of what is available to us now here in this moment on Earth. It is just so, so incredible and extraordinary, sometimes overwhelming. So this is why we need to ensure we are keeping our nervous systems intact as we move into these greater levels of visibility, because visibility is inherently terrifying. It's very fear-inducing. It runs completely contrary to deep, deep, deep programming in that core center of the brain, which of course has been added onto and evolved over time, but that fear still exists. And so what I love to do is work with the fear. We're not overcoming it. We are working with it. We are leveraging it and transforming it, alchemizing it, and moving into those places that we are called to inhabit. And I know that you're here. You have big visions. You have big goals. Maybe they're audacious. Maybe you think, who am I to think that, to want that, to envision that? And I'm here to tell you, you have those ideas, those visions for a reason. And now is the time to be visible, to be sharing them. And we have so many incredible speakers that approach visibility through so many different lenses, so many different ways of working with any fears, any blocks that you might have, and just so many confidence infusions, so much insight, so much wisdom. Oh, it is just been an extraordinary process for me to be interviewing some of the speakers leading up to this event, Torchbearer, and also today, starting today, we're going to be having live interviews as well. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday as well. So much is here for you, not just in the broader sense, but here in Torchbearer Entrepreneur Visibility Summit. So I want to share with you why this summit is called Torchbearer. And as I mentioned, these summits choose me. Summits choose us. I look at our businesses, I look at our products, our programs, whatever we want to be creating as intelligence that, again, is non-physical and looking for a channel of manifestation. And the summits themselves have their own soul, they have their own intelligence, they have their own spirit. And so they have their own personalities as well. And I had a dream. I am deeply, deeply guided by dreams. I love working with dreams. It was about a year and a half ago, and I was dressed in a cloak. Felt like a very ancient time, dressed in a cloak as a woman. And I was holding a torch with a big flame on it. And it was so dark because there was no ambient light at that time. So dark. It was this thick, thick darkness around. And there was this group of people behind me, and I was leading them with the torch through this thick darkness. And I woke up, I came back onto the conscious waking plane, and my initial reaction was, oh, wow, okay, this is about leadership. This is about moving through the darkness, seeing in the darkness, not trying to overcome it, but being led through it. And then about 5 minutes later, I went, oh my goodness, but the torches were used to burn the witches. And who am I to carry a torch like that? And who am I to think that I am worthy of this role of being a torchbearer? And so it was a process for me to come to a place of claiming torchbearer as an identity. And when I really began working with it more and more, diving deeper, exploring, excavating, I said, I came to the realization that this summit wanted to be this moment of true, deep, profound, very visible claiming of torchbearer as an identity. So that is why we are here. That is why the name torchbearer is the theme here for this summit. And I am going to say too that now is the time. Now is the time. You don't need to wait any longer. You don't need any more certifications. You don't need to make any changes. We are so deeply supported on every plane: spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, material, technological plane. This is the time. The stars are aligned, and you will be hearing more and more of that underscored and shared with you throughout these 3 days. So I hope that that just helps you fully, deeply land in the experience of Torchbearer Entrepreneur Visibility Summit. Oh my goodness. Ooh, yes, I'm feeling so many things. I'm curious, what is everyone feeling in their bodies right now? I would just love to hear what is coming up for you. Where are you feeling all of this? What's going on in your physical body? This is a big part of the work that I do, the shadow integration. Where is the body in all of our experiences? What is it communicating with us? How is it leading us? What does it have to say? Ooh, Aaron says, I'm feeling like crap. Aaron, thank you so much for sharing that. And I just want to give you a lot of approval around feeling like crap and let you know that that is actually possibly a beautiful place to be. And there's intelligence there. So I hope you'll explore that. Andrea says excitement, but also trepidation. What a beautiful balance. Paula says, I feel inspired and sense lightness throughout the body. Lightness, yes. But in my heart, I feel a deep heaviness that needs to be honored and transformed. Paula, start with the honoring before the transforming, and go in with the honoring without insisting that it needs to transform that heaviness, because what's heavy? Sometimes something that's dense and that's unwanted, but also maybe something that is a tremendous gift. So again, go in with the honoring. Tanya says, my shoulders are tensing up. Beautiful, Tanya. Allow that tensing to happen. I love to maybe even invite in the extra tensing, make it really, 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 really tight. Bring those shoulders up to the ears. Ooh, tight, 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 tight. Hold your breath. And then breathe and open and lower the shoulders and see how that feels. Maybe how that opens things up. Eva says shoulders heavy, but feeling of curiosity. Ooh, yeah. Sometimes curiosity can actually feel a little bit heavy. Like, what's here? What has to change? What's going on? A little bit of uncertainty I'm feeling too in that curiosity. Eva, I can promise you, you are in very good hands. And Joanne, still open, submission and acceptance. Joanne, beautiful. Thank you. Paula says, thank you. That is so helpful. Yes, Paula, I love to do that actually with any tension that might be in the body, specifically any areas that you can tune into, and also like a full body tensing, so cleansing for the energetic system. Ooh, Elise, his heart is fluttering. Yes, I just feel like I want to accentuate that a little bit. Heart is fluttering. This is what my hands and body want to do. Tanya says, ooh, little dizzy after tensing up shoulders more. Okay, breathe, take some water too. I hope everyone has a beverage so you can settle in, and we're going to be moving a lot of energy today. We're going to be doing a lot of exploring. And so I want you to deeply, deeply support your bodies. And Everett says, my throat feels a little constricted, but my heart feels open and led. That is so gorgeous. And I would say, Everett, maybe allow the throat to feel the constriction. Allow it, deeply accept it, maybe even a little approval. Leaders give approval. They don't seek it. And so when we shower ourselves with approval for whatever we're feeling, it is so transformative, deeply medicinal, and just so beautiful. Jessica says, I'm on the threshold of becoming visible, needing encouragement. Jessica, you're in the right place. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay, I'm so excited for you. And Aaron says, I approve. Yes, Aaron, I love that. So much approval. Okay, so I think we are going to move into the slides for today. We have so much to cover with our part 1 of Identity Alchemy. I am going to be joining you every morning throughout the course of this 3-day experience with 3 parts of the Identity Alchemy workshop. So today, it's 10 o'clock here in the East Coast. Tomorrow will be at 11:30. We have a special live interview at 10 a.m. with Luis Mojica. And so I will be doing the Identity Workshop Part 2 at 11:30. And then Thursday, our final day, the workshop will be again at this time at 10. And so I just want to let you know that so you can orient. I'm going to take a sip of water myself. I'm feeling some fluttering in the throat as well. I personally have been doing a lot of throat chakra work over the past few weeks. So if you are feeling that too, that is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And thank you. And also, if you feel called to share in the Q&A, that also works. I do love the chat, but I see people are sharing in the Q&A. And I will say that if you share in the Q&A, I'm going to take that you would prefer to share privately. And so I won't speak those aloud. So if you want to share publicly, please do so in the chat. But I'm hearing some wonderful things in the Q&A as well. Okay. Nice deep breath. And I'm going to share my screen now, and we will dive into our Identity Alchemy Part 1 here. And again, welcome everyone to Torchbearer Entrepreneur Visibility Summit, the 3-day experience to start showing up confidently online so you can grow your impact and captivate more dream clients. We want to be growing organically, beautifully, in alignment, again, with the nervous system intact, and to be captivating the people that are meant for us, that we are here for. I know as this soul-led, heart-centered, multidimensional entrepreneur, you have the deep desire to help. You have a deep desire to deliver healing. You have medicine that you want to bring to the world. And there are so many people waiting to know about you, waiting to receive from you. They don't even know it yet. And when you show up, when you decide, when you step into new levels of visibility, that is when they see that you are exactly what they need and you are exactly what they've been waiting for. And they become just so engaged and captivated and in deep, deep, deep receipt of what you are bringing into the world. So just that is our intention here. And we are moving into the Identity Alchemy workshop. I call it Identity Alchemy because there are so many layers to how we identify what we consider to be our identity. And I really needed 3 days to do it because this is deep work, this is profound work, and I wanted to do it over 3 days to give the lasting results and impact that is going to transform you so that you can look at your time here in Torchbearer as a line in the sand and you can feel initiated. Initiation is something that has, of the many things that have been lost to our modern society, we've gained so many things as well, but initiation is no longer something that is consciously chosen, selected, and identified as something that we're going through. Of course, we do have initiations, graduations, celebrations. There are life transitions that we go through, but an initiation in this sense is to say you are moving from one place, hiding, to a new place, being visible, sharing, being fully, profoundly, consistently expressed in a beautiful, embodied, secure way. Delicious. So, so good. So you are here to undergo and initiate this very gentle initiation. And we are going to cover 3 different aspects of this identity alchemy process. So part 1 is today, thought excavation. Part 2 is tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern, belief cultivation. And part 3, identity celebration. That will be on Thursday. And we do thoughts, beliefs, and identity because we're actually moving upstream, going from thoughts, beliefs to identity. So thoughts are very surface level, and I'm going to be getting into this more. They're very available to us. We're having thoughts all the time. And I know you are a thought leader, so you have lots of thoughts, and then you have thoughts about the thoughts that you're having, and then you have thoughts about the thoughts that you're having, and you do a lot of thinking. And so thoughts are happening all the time. They're so available to us. So we're going to be sort of digging around, exploring, excavating the thoughts, and then moving into the realm of belief, which is, to me, the headwaters of thoughts. Where do the thoughts come from? Where are they deriving from? Well, we don't really know, but beliefs have a profound influence on the thoughts that we are having. So when we work with beliefs, we can really be changing the thoughts on that sort of foundational level and cultivating new beliefs to support the thoughts that you need to be having in order to be more visible. And then finally, the identity celebration, where you will be shedding past identities, alchemizing what does need to come with you, and celebrating stepping into this new identity as a torchbearer. I'm going to take another little sip. And I might also have a little sip of tea. So much is moving through me right now. And I'm in deep reverence to it. Okay, so here we go. New wave paradigm business, where the reconciliation occurs between spirit and matter, intuitive and strategic. So I want to speak to 2 dreams I had. I'm going to touch on them very quickly. The first was in 2019. It was the black wave dream. I was standing on a hill, a beach, and this huge black wave came and crashed on the beach. And I tried to run up the beach, and the wave came and carried me up to the top of this hill that was the beach. And I received this message on the dream plane that the wave will deliver you to higher ground. And that was March 17th, 2019. And exactly 1 year later, we had a huge wave of the pandemic arrive on Earth that changed everything for us. And then last year, I had another dream where I was being asked by an artist, a male artist, to name his painting. He had painted it and he didn't know what to call it. And so in the dream, I went and I looked at this gorgeous painting of what was a landscape. And I realized that the landscape was actually the profile of a woman, the feminine, and above her was her counterpart, the masculine, who was very ethereal, but was placing her in an experience of total ecstasy and rapture. And it was the 2 coming together, and it was all of these beautiful silvers and blues and white. And it was just so gorgeous. This painting was just so alive. And I named it in the dream, The New Wave. And so that, to me, is where all of these seemingly contradictory and divided aspects of our experience on this current modern earthly plane are coming together, that there really is no competition anymore. There is collaboration. And it's this idea of maybe the alchemical marriage, the Heros Gamos, knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel, the male and the female, the yin and the yang, we can think of it in so many different ways, but the idea is that these polarities are meeting, joining, reconciling, and coming together so that the head and the body, the left brain and the right brain, we're so left brain centered, that conscious, logical brain, the ego brain. And this is so, so powerful, but it's a newer brain. It's a newer hemisphere to us. And the right side, the emotional brain, the right hemisphere, the one that is develops at the same time as the heart when we're in utero, has sort of been taken offline. But of course, this is where the intuition lives. And so bringing those together, this unification, and again, this reconciling. And I know that as a soul-led entrepreneur, you've been led here by your intuition, by spirit, by your guides, by your ancestors, maybe even feeling that the world is coming to life in a new way. There's a reanimation happening. The intelligence that defines the universe, the matrix that it is made out of, is showing itself. It's becoming more visible to those of us who are willing to work with it, to receive it, to interact with it, and to become channels of it so that we can change the world. And change the world, I mean, bring it back to wholeness, bring it to a place of healing where it's not about one over the other. Again, this idea of competition, but all of us together. So we start with the individual and how you identify what thoughts are you having, what beliefs are there, and what is the identity that is supporting that, the atmosphere of it. So I talk a lot about new wave paradigm business, and that is so deeply influenced, again, by this dream and this vision of bringing these counterparts together so that they can be in relationship with one another in a way that produces something extraordinary, something so beautiful, and that is a direct reflection of the divine. So, yum. Okay. I want to check in. Oh, here, Paula, wonderful. I have to leave for a meeting, but so grateful for this amazing start. We'll watch the recording later. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Paula. Have a wonderful meeting. How does that land with everyone? New wave, paradigm business. Are you feeling Give me a in the chat if you're feeling that. And then we're going to move into our thought excavation. Yes, Everett, Aaron, Andrea, massively intrigued. Andrea, ooh, love that. Iram said, sounds good. Oh yeah, so good. Okay, so open to seeing this new perspective. Eva, I love that. I'm just curious. That's all you need, is a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of openness. Samantha says, sounds great. Love that. Okay. Outstanding. Thank you for the encouragement. Here we go into thought excavation. So we've got these thoughts all the time, lots and lots of thoughts. And why we are excavating is because these thoughts come from somewhere and they're trying to lead us somewhere as well. And the fact is that humans have between 60,000 and 90,000 thoughts per day, with 6.5 thought transitions per second. I think it's per second, it might be per minute. Anyways, a lot of thoughts and a lot of transitions. And 90% of those thoughts are negative. I'm putting that in quotes because what's negative and what's positive, what's good, what's bad, what's black, what's white, what's hot, what's cold, it's all relative. And 85% are repeating. So that's a lot of repeating negative thoughts. And a lot of the current vernacular and guidance around your thoughts is to get rid of negative thoughts. Whoa, no, 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 no. You cannot get rid of anything. Everything is always recycled. Everything is energy. This is an immutable, universal law. If you try to get rid of something, guess what? It's just going to keep coming back as it is. It needs to be transformed. It needs to be alchemized. It needs to be related to in order for it to take a new shape, to take a new form. And the reason why we excavate is because you might say, oh, I have this negative thought. I need to get rid of it. Pull the weed. Oh, there it is. Pull the weed. Oh, there it is. Pull the weed. What is the difference between a weed and a flower? Judgment. And you're likely judging your thoughts, and you've identified them, labeled them as negative. This is also a part of our programming. It's an aspect of our brains that it's easier to be in recognition of something that's negative. It's just sort of like that's how the brain gets wired, because the negative is likely going to take you to a fearful place. And if you're in a fearful place when you are an animal and you have the animal brain within you, you're probably going to stay safe. You're going to stay hidden. You're not going to take any risks being seen. And if you're seen, you could get shot, or you could get killed, or you could get eaten. And so you feel that fear on that deep, deep level, and you might not even be aware of it. It's deeply subconscious. So the thoughts are where we start. And I love to say we excavate the thoughts, because we're like an archaeology. Everything is an artifact. Everything has information that wants to communicate. It's stayed there. It's there for a reason. It has something it wants to give us, to show us. And it's really just looking for us to work with it rather than trying to get rid of it. If you've ever tried to get rid of a negative thought, it's like, don't think about purple elephants. Don't think about purple elephants. Just don't think about purple elephants. And you're thinking about purple elephants right now, aren't you? Yes, because when we try and get rid of something, we're setting ourselves up for defeat. And it can be very debilitating. It can be very, you just get frustrated, right? And then it's like, why can't I change my thoughts? Well, we need to be looking at your thoughts in a new way and working with the ego, the conscious mind, and also the intuitive subconscious mind, and getting them to work together, allowing the psyche, the head, the brain, and the soma, the body, to come into resonance and congruence with one another. And I love to start with the thoughts. I especially love to start with the negative thoughts, because they are going to bring us somewhere absolutely amazing. So I'm going to start with a positive thought right here, because I know that it's going to bring up some negative thoughts for you. And I want to say, you are already perfect. You are already perfect. You are already perfect as you are. You do not need to change. You do not need to do anything. You do not need to make any changes at all. You are already perfect. Now, I'm going to keep going with this, and I want you to share in the chat if you feel comfortable, or you can write it down. What comes up for you when I say that? What's the response when I say you are already perfect? Tell me, tell me. And I say you are already perfect because we get into this place as we're facing the desire to be more visible as soul-led entrepreneurs, where we say, oh, but I can't share myself. I can't be seen in the world because this needs to happen. I need to get my teeth whitened, or I need to change my hair color, or I need to lose 10 pounds. Who's going to listen to me? Or, oh, I don't know. I got those certifications, but I'm not really sure yet if I'm going to be on the level of my teacher or my mentor. And I need to get to this other place. I need to have this happen before this can happen. And it just is a perpetual cycle. So I want to tell you, underscore again, you are already perfect. You don't even need this summit. You can just go right now and just be so perfect as you are. Share yourself fully, completely, wholly. You are already perfect. And I love these responses. Amazing. That made me smile, says Andrea. I'm so glad. Loving that smile. Eva says, I cringe. Ooh, yeah, Eva, go all the way into that cringe. So Andrea, I want you to like expand into that smile. And Eva, I want you to like really go all the way into the cringe. You are already perfect, Eva. Cringe, 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 cringe. Get tight. And then take a breath and release and see what comes on the other side of that. Jessica says, feels good to hear. Also makes me emotional. Jessica, I want you to just spend some time with that, feeling that emotion. You are already perfect. Iram says, I know that, but how come I don't feel it? Ooh, how come I don't feel it? Iram, I think we're going to be diving into that. I know that, right? In your brain, you're like, well, yeah, I know that, but I don't feel it. You're not feeling it in here, right? So what feels like the blockage for you, Iram? What feels like the blockage? Or maybe, why are you not perfect? Ooh, taking me in some new directions here. Tanya says, I have a knot in my stomach and the little voice in my head says, no, you're not. Tanya, I want you to go like this. Open your arms all the way. Oh, just welcome in that voice. No, you're not. And your arms around and give it a big hug that says, no, you're not. Yes, I love you so much. No, you're not, voice. I love you. You're perfect. You're perfect as you are, saying, no, you're not. Just imagine that no, you're not, getting just a big, big hug from you. Just like you're just showering it with so much love and so much approval for being a no, you're not. No, you're not perfect. Yes. Oh, you are perfect. Telling me, no, you're not perfect. Just see how that feels, Tanya. See how that feels. Everett says, for one of the first times in my life, I believe it more. Oh my God, Everett, I just have such chills. I'm emotional hearing you say that. For one of the first times in my life, I believe it more. You are already perfect. Elise says, you're so awesome. You are so awesome, Elise. I believe in perfect imperfection. Yes. Well, and look, imperfection, you cannot spell that without perfect, without perfection, right? And we're going to be getting into this a little bit tomorrow. Where does perfectionism come from? It's a deep, deep collective wound that it's before Common Era. It comes from like probably 70 to 90 BCE. I call it the Eve wound. Oh, teaser for tomorrow. And perfect imperfection. Yes, it's like everything is already perfect. You're already perfect. And everything is also totally screwy, messed up, messy, terrible, and awful. It's both. It's both. And we are holding the poles. We are the reconcilers. We are the torchbearers that say we are already perfect. Everything is already perfect. It is perfect as it is. And Samantha says, I love that. You need to embody it all in now. I love that. Yes, take time, allow your body to ease into it. And Shika says, that's not true, is what's coming up for me. I recommend the same thing for you, Shika, that I told Eva to do. I think it was Eva. Oh, wrap your arms around that's not true. That's not true. I love you. Yes. Big, big hug. Deep, 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 profound, radical approval for the that's not true. And Tanya says, emotional. Yes. You are already perfect. I want you to say that aloud to yourself right now. You are already perfect. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So even though you do not need to change, you do not need to do anything, you don't need to get anything, nothing needs to happen, you can still have a lot more fun, find a lot more ease in how you show up being seen and heard by dream clients. So there are shifts that you can make. There are different perspectives that you can employ, and there are infusions that you can bring into your life and your experience so that you feel differently. You feel differently. You're engaging with your experience differently. Even though you don't need to change, even though you're already perfect, you can bring in more fun and ease. And just notice what happens when you think, I'm already perfect. I'm just bringing in more, versus all of this is wrong. It needs to change. this needs to happen before that can happen. Woo! Constriction right there. I feel it heavy, dense. Bleh. No, everything's already perfect. I'm just bringing in more fun and ease. I'm creating more capacity within my system to hold the energy of the visibility that I deeply desire so that I can be seen and heard by dream clients. Yeah. Bring it on, friends. Bring it on. And those dream clients are just going to respond to you in a whole new way when you bring in that fun and ease that is being brought in from a place of your own self-approval and deciding that you are already perfect. So are your dream clients. Look at what's going to happen here. Oh man, it just shifts absolutely everything. And so fun and ease. And this is about, again, it's about capacity, feeling it, being in alignment with what is fun and easy for you. This is deeply personal. And what is fun and easy for you is going to be very magnetic for the people that you are here to help. It's going to help you align with your work, how you deliver it, and how it is received on the other side, and then reflected back at you through the love that they give you. I know you want to help, you want to be loved. And I want to say too, that love is not just their comments, their responses, their testimonials. It also takes the form of money, which is a theme that we will also be exploring here in these 3 days. This is an important part of being an entrepreneur, is that you are being recognized and rewarded and supported by the loving, abundant, maternal energy of money. I digress. So you already know from all of the spiritual principles that you deeply understand, your thoughts have incredible power. And this is, such a delicious aspect of where we find ourselves as a modern society. Thoughts become things so fast. And why this is happening, the awakenings that have occurred. I know there's like all kinds of astrological concepts and aspects at play. This is the time the ancients prophesied millennia ago, when the density of the earthly plane was going to move into an accelerated pace of manifestation, and people were going to have access to things like the internet, like little tablets in our hands where we would be able to press a button and communicate to millions of people worldwide. They knew that this was coming. They didn't know exactly what it would look like, but they knew that it would be here. And here it is, thoughts becoming things, thoughts having extraordinary power. And I just love this image of what do you see here? I mean, you can see so many things. It is the silhouette of a brain with the tree limbs in it. And of course, in the tree, in nature, we also see the nervous system. We see lightning. We see even like a river delta kind of looks like this when it's expanding out towards the sea. So there's so many reflections of these fractals in nature. And I just love this overlay of the brain having these branches, all of the circuitry. And this is, again, not just the conscious mind. This is the subconscious, the unconscious, the superconscious, the full brain, the full body, the full being, the full intelligence that you are in this body. And you have so much power in your hands. One of our speakers, Maud Shellhouse, spoke about how Einstein said that every person has the power in their subconscious mind to power up the city of San Diego for 5 years. So these thoughts that are happening, that are arising in your brain, in your experience, are coming from this unbelievable programming, like a computer program that is running all the time and wants to be directed in a direction of manifestation, of creation, of sharing, of you being visible. So just extraordinary power of the thought as it is. right off the bat, right off the bat. So you already know all this. I probably didn't have to spend so much time on it, but I just love this idea and I want to celebrate it. And this also does, I admit, come with some burdens. It's like, oh my God, I'm having these negative thoughts. I shouldn't be having these negative thoughts. Stop yourself right there. Today, going forward, when you have a negative thought, you're going to know exactly what to do with it. Okay, so most people work on the level of affirmation, the I am, which is where thoughts exist. This is very surface level. The thoughts are available. They're happening all the time, 60 to 90,000 per day, most of them negative, a lot of those repeating. And with a lot of this amazing new age thought that we have available to us, there is this propagation of the concept of affirmations. I love affirmations. They absolutely have their place. And it's amazing to work on this level of affirmation with the I am. And let's see. Okay. I needed to just orient myself to what's coming next. So I am, but there's something that happens when you use the I am. I is the call sign for the ego, for the left brain conscious mind to respond. It's like, oh, you said here I am. I'm going to answer. And so I am, when you use these I am affirmations, which again have their place, and I do love to use them, the ego jumps up, which is what was happening to those who said that's not true in the response to you are already perfect. And I bet when you say I am already perfect, what happens then? Is it even more of a response, even more of a cringe? Likely so. I am already perfect. Ooh, yikes. What is the ego going to do with that? The ego is going to say, nope, not true. Need to be more perfect. Who are you to think you're perfect, right? The ego jumps up and is like, oh, I know the answer to this. And it's not that. It's not. The ego is going to go for the negative, the fear-based, the separated response that's going to take you to constriction and wanting to cower and hide. So again, not to say affirmations don't have their place, but we need to bypass the ego. This isn't to say get rid of the ego. Ego death does have its place. However, the ego is an incredible tool. The same kind of tool that a hammer is, that can be used to hammer in a nail in a house, and the same kind of tool that can be used to break windows and cause destruction. So it can be a tool of creation. It can also be a tool of destruction. So how are you working with the ego? And the ego is very conditioned, and again, going to leap up with its own versions of the responses that it is programmed to deliver. When you say, I am already perfect, not true. No, cringe, yuck, bleh. Who are you to think that? Even in response, and that is so tough for the ego. So we need to bypass it, which is what we were doing with the you are. So this is a very easy hack when you are working with these thoughts, that you move from the I am, recognize the I am, recognize what happens in response to the I am, and then flip it over to the you are. You're moving from the first person I am to the second person you are. This helps bypass the ego and allows us to relax into a more divine intelligence space, let's call it, where the ego can just say, okay, you just worked around me. That's fine. I'm going to just hang out here on the beach until you need me again. And the subconscious intuitive mind can just like sink into a bath and be more available to you when the ego isn't trying to leap up and impose itself on you. And also, I need to say that with the I am, the affirmations, they might not be working for you because the ego feels like you're engaging in what I call ego tyranny, where you're like pummeling it. I am. And the ego's like, no, I'm not. So we work around it with the you are statements. and we are going to do these as an exercise. So fill in the blank. You are a blank. When I say you are a blank, what is the term? Is it thought leader, revolutionary, rebel, healer, helper? You are a blank. What is it? Tell me in the comments. When you fill it in, you are a blank, and hearing it from you are, not I am, you are. And it could be an adjective too, but I'm looking for a noun here. You are a blank. Ooh, Eva says unique taboo buster. Yes. Love that, Eva. You are a blank. I'm going to take a sip. Badass, Meredith. I love that. Elise says an inspiring teacher. Woohoo. Love that, Elise. You are a blank. Unique taboo buster, an inspiring teacher, badass. Eva, I hope you use unique taboo buster in your marketing copy. And Elise Hicks, inspiring teacher. Yes, I love that. Eva says, gives me, is that a flat face? Ooh, Samantha, soul alchemist. Eco warrior. Tanya, love that smile. Okay, good. Thank you, Eva. Eco warrior. Shika, revolutionary. Yes, revolutionary. Meredith says, the weird thing is badass doesn't describe what I'm trying to do in the world at all. LOL. Ooh, Meredith, tell me what you're trying to do in the world. I'd love to know. And I'm curious why you feel like that doesn't describe. It doesn't have to describe. What if it doesn't have to describe what you do in the world? Andrea says sage storyteller. Ooh, I love that. Jessica, heart-centered intuitive artist and teacher. Jessica, I love that. Andrea, sage storyteller. What does that mean? I want to know. Meredith says, I am an ancestral healer and also just put out a book for teachers on how to align and protect their energy. Now, why can't you be a badass? Why can't you be a badass ancestral healer and have a book for teachers on how to align and protect their energy? Why can't you be a badass? I'm getting ahead of myself again. I love to get ahead of myself. When I get ahead of myself, I can lead myself. Ooh, Sally, embodied messenger of love. That is beautiful. I love that, Sally. Meredith says, that's true. I just never thought of myself as a badass, I guess. Meredith, this is your work over the next 3 days to step into badass thought leader. Yes. Sally, embodied messenger of love, thought leader. Heart-centered intuitive artist and teacher, thought leader. Jessica, sage storyteller. Andrea, sage storyteller, thought leader. Yes. Revolutionary thought leader, Shika. Eco warrior, Tanya. Eco warrior, thought leader. Samantha, soul alchemist, thought leader. Badass. Everybody's so badass. You are a badass. You are already a perfect badass. You are already a perfect eco warrior. You are already a perfect soul alchemist. You are already a perfect revolutionary. You are already a perfect sage storyteller. You are already a perfect heart-centered intuitive artist and teacher. You're already a perfect ancestral healer with a book out, teaches teachers how to protect their energy. You're already a perfect embodied messenger of love. Such a badass. Yes, Samantha says, I am that. Yes, I am. I am that. Yes, I am. Yes, you are, Samantha. Amazing. I love that. Okay. Now, let's excavate. Let's dig in here. Let's get our hands in the soil. Hands in the clay. Yeah, I like that. The clay. This is like the thought is just clay. It's just looking to be molded and shaped. You are the artist of your thoughts, your life, your experience. So this is the big question here. Why is visibility the missing link between you and your success? So let's approach this question from another angle here. Let's say you are very visible. You're out there, you're sharing yourself, you're on social media, you're doing lives, you're writing emails, doing summits, maybe. You're visible. Why is that the reason you're successful? Why was it the reason you were not successful before? Why is visibility the missing link between you and your success? Here's why. If no one can see you, you're hiding. Yeah, I can't want to be seen. It's too weird. I'm too revolutionary. I'm too badass. It doesn't mix with what I'm doing. There's a thought right there. And look at what that thought is doing. If you're hiding, you can't leave because no one can follow you. No, you can't lead if no one can follow you. No one can see your torch in the darkness. They can't follow you through the darkness. If no one can follow you, they don't know what you do or how you can help them, or even that they need your very unique blend of help to begin with. They have no idea. They have no idea. Even people that are following you right now, if you're not leading, if you're not showing up, if you're not being visible, if you're hiding, they don't know that they need you. People don't know what they need. You know what you need. You know that you are here to, I'm going to tread lightly on this. You're here to be needed. You are very, very needed. You're very worthy of the work that you do. You're very worthy of the recognition that you're desiring. You're very worthy of the help that you want to deliver into the world. But people don't know they need the help because of the same reason that you don't want to be visible is the fear involved in the change that is directly related to the medicine, the sacred message that you have for the world. So if you are not showing up, not allowing people to follow you with your torch raised high, they don't even know that they need your help. They're just going to sit in the darkness and not know that the light, the torch is even an option. No idea. No idea. Because of so much programming and conditioning, people are just going to stay asleep and stay the same unless they are led and shown what's possible for them and who can do it for them, who's right for them to do it for them. There are lots of people doing lots of things. We need more and more people. There are 8 billion people on Earth right now. And there's so much that is needed and people don't even know what's needed, but you know that you are needed and that this is the time for you to be visible so that people can follow you and so that people know what they need and that you're the one to give it to them. And if you aren't being visible, you're not going to be successful. If your aligned clients can't find you or even know how you can help them, you can only attain a certain level of success. Your success is going to be very confined to immediate realms, and it's going to be quashed by the fact that, again, you're hiding. Even with the clients that you might be working with, the students you might be teaching, the books that you've written, if you aren't turned on full blast, you aren't reaching your fullest possible potential. And this is one of the catches of what we're capable of. If you are someone who, if you aren't living to your full potential, it's highly detrimental to your energy. There are lots of people in this world who will never live up to their potential, and that is okay. That is okay. It's too uncomfortable for them. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the desire, but you are an empire builder. You are a legacy creator, and living to your fullest potential is a soul assignment. It is a soul assignment. It comes with challenges. It also comes with extraordinary benefits. And so when you are visible, you get to attain greater levels of success. And this is success on all levels: the financial success, the spiritual, emotional, physical success, biological success, even that you are producing something that will outlive you, your intellectual property, your programs, your books, even what's living on social media is always going to be there. What you are putting out into the world is outliving you, because the message that you have to deliver actually isn't yours. I mean, it is. It's through your unique lens. No one else will be able to ever do it again the way that you can, but everything is always recycled, but it will never come through onto this earth the same way that you can do it. You uniquely, your unique medicine, your unique sacred message. You are already perfect. Your message is already perfect. Okay. I want you to get ready to dive in the chats here. We're going to dig a little deeper. We got deep already. We did some excavating on those thoughts. And I want to know, what is the scariest part of visibility? What is deeply terrifying to you? Ooh, Everett, here we go. Not being certain of myself. Ooh, Andrea, rejection. Ooh, I love this. Everyone's ready to go. Rejection or indifference. Elise says, ooh, persecution, being burned at the stake. Elise, you're in the right place. We're torchbearers now. We already got burned. We lived. You can't kill a witch. We lived through the flames. Now we are the flames. That doesn't mean it isn't a valid response, Elise. I'm celebrating that. Mary O says judgment. Ooh, Evo word police. Ooh, I feel that. Big release around that. Cough. Oh, I got really hot too. Being judged and attacked online. Everett says not being good enough. Elise, love your emojis. Thank you. No one will need my work, says Erom. Beautiful. So these are all the scariest parts of being visible, of visibility. And I'm sure there's more, right? I attempted before and the results were not enough. I lost it, shut down. Wow. Samantha, I just want to, first of all, thank you for sharing that so beautifully, so vulnerably, so authentically. And I see so much gold there. And I think perhaps it was a little visibility hangover. It's like, oh, I put myself way out there and the response wasn't enough and your nervous system shut down. So again, you're in the right place here with Torchbearer these next few days. We'll be working with that. And I see you leveraging that. This is like a mythic leader moment for you, where you can explore what happened there and use that as your springboard for your next level of visibility. So, so beautiful. Meredith says, others don't find value in what I'm offering. This is the scariest part of visibility, that people won't find value. Meredith, I love that. And I just have to invite you to explore why you don't find value in what you're offering, because other people are just reflecting back at us what we believe, think, feel about ourselves. And this might be deeply subconscious. You're maybe not in touch with this consciously. I invite you to release any judgment around you not valuing yourself and just employ a lot of curiosity as to why that's happening. What part of you doesn't want to be valued? Maybe even what's scary about being valued when you're visible. What are some bad things that could happen being valued? This is deep shadow integration work. Delicious. And Jessica says, having the right words, the right words to explain what I do and where I am coming from. I think it's coming from. You say going from, going to, coming from. Jessica, the right words. Yeah. And what does that mean? The right words, right? Who decides what the right words are? Who decides that? Everett, giving me heart. Love the hearts, everyone. Love the emojis. Thank you. Sally says, articulating the depth of my being. That is scary, right? Samantha says, yes, it did. Thank goodness. I'm here now and ready. Yes, you are. Samantha, you are so ready. You are already perfect. Meredith, oh, damn. Thank you for calling me out. I'm going to have to dig deep into this. Yeah, excavate that. Like resistance to being valued. And that's deep work, Meredith. So really ease into it and just like invite in all the parts of you that don't want to be valued. You're just here to reconcile them, because a part of you wants to be valued. You want to be visible, right? But then there's a part of you that does not want that says, no, scary, stay safe, don't be valued. And so there's a big thing for you around value. Shika says, being visible itself is scary. It is inherently terrifying. And so we have to build the capacity within ourselves to experience the high sensation of visibility. And I know that's somewhere in these slides. Maybe it's today, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's Thursday, but I can't say that enough, honestly. Samantha, rainbows, heart, and tears. Let the tears, allow the tears, let yourself feel the emotion, experience the emotion. So now on the other side of that, what would be the best thing that could happen being visible? What would just be the most amazing result that would just be so much fun and so exciting that you would just love? What would be the best thing? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to know what the best thing is. Oh my goodness. It's already 11:05. I have to be cognizant of the time because we have a live session at 11:30. Okay, connecting. I can make greater impact. Elise, beautiful. Connecting with awesome new clients. Outstanding. Ooh, Mary O and Eva both connecting. I love this. Ooh, and a release around that. So Eva and Mary, I'm feeling like big throat work, and everyone, what I'm feeling for them, I'm feeling for us all. The connecting. Yeah, it's up here in the upper chakras. Like why is connecting so good? And also, why is it scary? Why do you not want to connect with your tribe? Why do you not want to connect with awesome clients? This is the beauty of the excavation, that we're doing it from both directions, all the ways. Meredith says, helping people feel better. Oh, giving people joy. Andrea, beautiful. Yes, joy. Meredith says, helping people feel better, which helps the collective feel better. Yes. Shika says, being visible would be like an endless supply of source. Ooh, yes. Ooh, I'm feeling that up from the earth. Samantha, feel good, feeling joy, being me. I am good enough and safe now to share my truth. Light, yes, you are already perfect. You are already a perfect, badass thought leader, revolutionary, teacher, healer, soul alchemist, all the things. Ooh, okay. A release wanted to come through. It didn't fully. Why was that? Good feeling, being me. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. You are good enough. You are good enough. You are worthy. Jessica says, living a life of love, healing, creativity, and abundance. Yes. Open your arms to that. Badass. Yes. Samantha. Now, this is the big question. I know you can see it, but hearing it, exploring it. What do you want from being more visible? What do you want? What do you want? What is on the other side of bringing people joy, of feeling like you just have an endless supply of source energy, living a life of love, healing, creativity, and abundance? What do you want? What is the tangible result that you want from being more visible? What do you want? This is a big question. What do you want? What do you want? Confident sharing that brings abundance to me and the people I work with. Amazing. Eva, beautiful. Attention, love, energy, money. Yes. Attention, love, energy, money. Amazing. To help others tap into themselves. Yes. Okay. Let's get really like tangible though. What can you hold in your hand? Sharing my gifts with others, living in alignment. What does that look like? What does that feel like, living in alignment? How will you know that you have that? Group meditation. Beautiful, Erin. I want you to really explore this and sit with this. I want to know that humanity will actually transcend, evolve, and create a world that works for everyone. It's happening, Elise. It is happening. I've seen it. Like, it's happening. And that's why there are so many people throwing flat out tantrums about what's happening. And that's so painful to see because a lot of them are in leadership. Hence why, hello, torchbearers. We are a new breed of leaders that is here to help humanity evolve and transcend. Andrea says, success, fulfillment, spiritual and material. Yes, thank you. Spiritual and material. What does that feel like? What are you holding in your hands there? Reliable resources, love that. And contacts, beautiful. Yes, connection there again, right? Being able to create more beauty. Ooh, beautiful. Helping humanity raise its vibration while also gaining prosperity. Yeah, both can happen simultaneously. Joy, freedom of expression, and always using my creativity to expand abundance, big money, and express my needs and enjoy receiving support of the universe. Yes, you're already perfect. Feelings of empowerment. Yes, Jessica. These are all so beautiful. So beautiful. And I want you, everyone in your journal, write this down. What do you, and I want you to use the second person because we want to bypass the ego here. And that's what we do with the second person, the you, because it's as if I'm asking it or someone outside of you is asking it, an external question. When you use the second person, what do you want from being more visible? And this is going to evolve for you. I want you to explore this, allow this to move through you and express to you, what do you want from being more visible? What do you want? And let that take shape over the next few days. Now, why can't you have it? Why can't you have these things that you want? The feelings of empowerment, the big money. Why can't you have the helping of humanity raise its vibration? Why can't you have the creation of more beauty, the reliable resources and contacts, the success and fulfillment, sharing your gifts, living in alignment? Why can't you have that? Why can't you have that? Why are you not allowed to have attention, love, energy, money? Why are you not allowed to feel confident sharing? Why can't you have it? I don't know how to, Iram. I love that. Thank you so much. I don't know how to. You don't know how to have it? You don't know how to have it. Guess what, Iram? I love to say the how is not up to us. There's a little bit of how that is for us. But when you ask, I don't know how, when you state that, you're saying you don't trust the universe. The how is not up to us. Mostly what's up to us is the what. What can I do to have that, to be that? Meredith says, people will think I'm crazy or not like me. Ooh, Meredith, I so empathize. That was a big bit. People will think I'm crazy. That was a huge one for me. That is where I really started with a lot of my work around stepping into new levels of visibility as a thought leader. People are going to think I'm crazy. I channel a non-physical collective entity called the kite. What? Crazy. And now I'm like, call me crazy. It's okay if you don't like me, because there are so many people that love my crazy and that do like me. And those are my people. Those are the people that are going to benefit from my work. Those are the people that are going to love your crazy and they're going to love you, Meredith. So I would say aim for crazy and aim for people not to like you. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Deeply uncomfortable, but what could happen on the other side of that? And when you aim for like what you don't want, oh my God, you're doing some like serious shadow integration manifestation work. Andrea says, lack of self-belief, ? Yeah, right there in your question. Lack of self-belief is why I can't have it. Why can't you have it? I haven't allowed myself to ask for it. Trust in my asking. It can be very challenging to ask for what you want. Why can't you have it? Samantha says, too busy serving others, which was a way to distract me from wanting for me more, asking for me more. I learned I had to show the universe to put self first for universe to see. I now align myself for it all. Yes. The universe needs to know that you trust yourself in order to be ready to channel through you, because that's what we're doing. We're channeling the universe. And when you trust yourself, the universe is like, oh, I can trust this person. Yes, it always starts with you. Always. Everything that's out there is in you. Everything that's in you needs to get out there. Full expression. What is within you can set you free. And if you don't set it free, hugely detrimental to you and your energy. Ooh, Shika says it feels like a lot of work to be visible. Amazing. Yes, it feels like a lot of work. That's why you haven't done it. right? It feels like a lot of work, but we're bringing the fun, we're bringing the ease. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do this in your journals. Write it down somewhere. 5 negative thoughts you have about being more visible. So why can't you have it? We touched on that, but what are some thoughts that come up and that you say, oh, negative around being more visible, right? And you can share a couple in the chat. Sally says, you want an enormous amount of money to put myself first to live more comfortably while connecting with others unconditionally, fully accountable. Ooh, I love that. So good. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we need to give me one negative thought you have around being visible. So we talked about why you can't have it. And now what comes up for you when it's like, oh, time to be more visible? What's a negative thought you have around it? Give me your negativity. We could work with something here too. Oh, here we go. My success will be taken away from me if I'm visible. Omnes. Yes, beautiful. Samantha says people won't understand me. Tasha says people questioning my content. Ooh, getting questioned. Yeah. Might fall flat on my face. All that effort getting ignored. Yes, receiving crickets, right? So scary. Negative thought. This is amazing. Look at what's available when we start asking these questions. It's like, oh, all these reasons, all these thoughts. Okay. My message being misinterpreted, being misunderstood. Yes. Being questioned, being misunderstood, being ignored. Who am I to do this? Also being questioned. Who am I to do this? Who am I to say I'm doing this? Amazing. Now, for some metanoia. Metanoia is a Greek word. It does not have a direct translation into the English language, but it loosely means to reverse the flow. And this is the premise of my work, is the metanoia method. We reverse the negative thought. We get underneath it. We turn it around. We look at the contrary, the opposite, because the opposite also always simultaneously exists. So I'm going to just do an example here. And I love to do a chart. So on one side, list your 5 negative beliefs, your 5 negative thoughts, excuse me. And if you only come up with 1, 2, 3, that's fine. You don't have to have 5, but 5 is just like a nice number. Because you're probably going to, if by getting to 5, you're going to find something that's not immediately there that is going to surprise you. So aim for the 5. And then, so do a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and on the left-hand side, the negative thoughts you have around being more visible. And then over here on the right, you do the opposite. So let's flip these, reverse them, undergo metanoia. Okay, so my success will be taken away from me if I'm visible is the negative thought. The reverse of that is my success is inevitable when I am visible. Yeah. People won't understand me is the negative thought. People will understand me. People will question my content is the negative thought. People will respond with extraordinary delight to my content. Might fall flat on my face is the negative thought. Could soar, could spread my wings, could share. What's the opposite of might fall flat on my face? Andrea, can you tell me what the opposite of that is for you? Might fall flat on my face. You see, flat on my face, I might, yeah. So, I mean, I see soaring on that. Eva, all that effort and getting ignored is the negative thought. The effort is so easy and the right people hear me, even if they don't respond. Like a lot of times, I'm going to tell you, I go on Instagram and I scroll, and there are things I like. I don't do anything. This might also be, Eva, people need to be told what you want them to do. Drop an emoji, DM me, like what kind of response are you looking for to know that you're not being ignored? You're never ignored. You're never alone. The universe is always listening. But Why do you think you can't have the responses that you want? My message being misinterpreted. My message is so deeply received and people love everything I have to say. Who am I to do this? Is the negative thought undergoing metanoia, reversing it? Who aren't I to do this? I'm going to be questioned is the negative thought. I'm going to be deeply received. That's a big one right here, being deeply received. We all want to be deeply received. Sally says, people want scientific proof that what I say is truth. Whoa, yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, negative thought. People want scientific proof. Reversing that, Sally, I see I am proof that this is true. You are proof, Sally, that this is true. You are already perfect. Andrea says, I like the soaring. Amazing. Aaron, love your little angels. So good. I will slip and fall and be made fun of. This is to me falling flat on the face, Shika. So I would go with the soaring unless you have something. I'm too angry to serve. I don't want to share myself with anyone. I'm too angry to serve is the negative thought. I am honored to serve is the reverse of that, I would say. But this is deeply personal to you. I'm just giving you some examples to work with, but do that list, the side by side. Yes, amazing. I can't explain it to everyone, to anyone. I can't explain it ever to anyone. It's the negative thought becomes I explain it in a way that feels good to me and brings in exactly the right people. And I want you to have this chart, and this is going to be in the workbook that will be ready on Friday, available for lifetime access purchasers, where you can go through this and create your chart side by side. And again, we're not trying to get rid of the negative thought. We're just recognizing that the opposite also exists. And we're holding the poles and reconciling that both the negative thought exists and also the complete opposite, the polar opposite, the polarity exists simultaneously. Metanoia. Amazing. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of somatic shadow tapping. This is going to be a quick practice because, again, we have a live session with Kira Jones at 11:30 in about 8 minutes. And so I don't know if you all know what tapping is, but we work with the soma, which to me is representative of the unconscious mind in the body. So much intelligence housed here in the body. And we work with subtle energy channels, meridians, and I do a little bit of a hack. A lot of EFT is involved with the head and the eyes and the nose and the mouth. I just go right here. So, oh yes, Samantha says, love tapping. So this is very direct to me. I do this even in public sometimes. If I'm feeling any anxiety, thoughts, you're in the head, anxiety in the head, that's just brings us right down into the body. And we're just going to do an initial releasing practice. And I use the acronym LAFA, L-A-F-A. I'm going to laugh with yourself. Love, accept, forgive, and approve. And you want to be, I'm already starting, so you can join me with your palms just very lightly tapping near the collarbones and repeat after me. Even though part of me does not want to be visible, part of me is worried about falling flat on my face, about being misunderstood, about being questioned. And a part of me is just so worried that I just don't have the right words to express what I do and how I help people. Whew. Even though there's a part of me that does not want to be more visible, I choose to deeply and completely love, accept, forgive, and approve of myself. Ooh, yes. Ooh, so good. Feeling that so good. And even though my deep, deep fear around being more visible has been interfering with my levels of success and helping people and sharing myself with the world, I choose to deeply and completely love, accept, forgive, and approve of myself. So beautiful. And then we're just going to move into 2 quick little rounds here. We just grease the wheels. We did some releasing there. We're going to grease the wheels now. Oh, wouldn't it feel so good to be deeply received when I'm more visible and sharing myself with my audience, with the world? Oh, yeah. And wouldn't it feel so good to just feel like I always have the right words and that I'm aligned with my truth, speaking my truth? People just love everything I have to say. And I just know that they love what I have to say, whether or not they're giving me thumbs up or hearts or comments. It doesn't matter. I just love what I'm saying so much. And it just feels so good to love what I have to share, to know that I'm already perfect, and to bring that into everything I do, all the ways I show up, all the ways that I speak, write, dress, hold myself, move in the world. Oh, yeah. Doesn't that feel so good? And now allowing that to sink in with the final integration here. What if I'm already that person who is so visible? What if I am already that person who is sharing themselves with the world in beautiful ways? And what if I'm already that person who's just so deeply received and it feels so good? Yeah. What if I'm already that person? Amazing. So good. Dropping the hands into the lap, taking a nice deep breath in. Ah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I am going to move us here into our final slide. Thank you. I see Kira has arrived for our 11:30 session. And I will just close out here with part 1, saying again, tomorrow is part 2, belief cultivation. We will begin at 11:30 Eastern on March 1st. Thank you all so, so much. I am so honored to open the doors to Torchbearer to welcome you all. We'll stop the share and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The replay will be available this afternoon. Go forth as torchbearers, and we will now move in to our session with Kira. I'm going to end this and then come back in just a moment. So I will see everyone at 11:30 in just 2 minutes. So badass, Samantha. Yes, you are already perfect. Thank you all so much. I will see you shortly.